Hello! So, I haven't posted since August, and that's because I got a new job at this wonderful retail store that helps you save money and live better. And it just took all of my creativity and all of my energy and just dumped it in the trash. There was no more need for that. But I've been there for about 6 months, and I'm kind of way past learning everything in my certain position. I've got it down, and I'm a pretty good worker, I think. And a lot of the times I like talking to the people I meet. They're kind of cool, it's just talking to a whole bunch of different people all day. And some people are really cool. And as Tom Segura would say, some people suck. Like, really, some people fucking suck. And that's okay. So, today I'm going to tell you all of the beautiful and wonderful Walmart horror stories I have acquired throughout the past 6 months. So, this wasn't my first job. I worked at a movie theater for 2.5, almost 3 years, quit, went to Taco Bell for like 2 months, quit, and then went back to the movie theater job. And then, that wasn't really for me anymore. It was time to move on, find something that I could get better hours with, find something that was a little more professional and maybe I could move up in positions if I wanted to, and something that paid a little better and that I could, live off of, other than just a part-time high school fun job, which was the movie theater. It was one of my favorite jobs. Oh, I loved it. I miss it every day. But it wasn't for me anymore. So, again, I've been working at Walmart for about the past 6 months. So for the first half, I really couldn't sell alcohol because I was under the age of 19. And when you turn 19, you can sell it, whatever. If you can't sell it, you have to have a CSM or a manager come over and override the computer and sell it for you and complete the transaction, because that's just our policy. So it was in the summer and it was kind of late, so the managers were, pulling registers and doing whatever they have to do to kind of end the night. And this guy comes through my lane with like 4 cases of 36 pack, maybe more, beer, and I was like, he started throwing them onto the conveyor belt. I was like, sorry sir, can you put those back in your cart maybe? I can't sell these to you. They'll have to be done at the end of the transaction. Can you maybe put your merchandise on and then put the beer at the end of the belt, just so it's easier, because those things are heavy and I don't have room. I didn't tell him that, but there's 2 inches that I can put maybe a water bottle, or I would be putting those on the floor behind me, and technically we're not even allowed to touch them. But not to put anyone on blast, but we don't really follow that rule. But yeah, so this guy gets angry. He's like, why can't you ring it up? And I'm like, I'm not old enough, I'm sorry. A manager will have to do it at the end. I really don't know what to do or what to tell you. And so he angrily throws them back into his cart and throws all of his merchandise back onto the belt. And so I ring them all up. The managers are kind of taking a long time because, it's the end of the night, and that's kind of what happens. It's to be expected. So I try to talk, try to be like, hey, how's your day going? Are you throwing a party or anything? Because there was a lot of beer and basically a lot of party food and party supplies. So the manager finally comes over and she's like, it was one of our more disinterested managers, and she's like, yeah, you can't get all those. And he's like, excuse me? And she's like, there's a limit, there's a legal limit. You can only have it's either 3 or maybe 2 that he could buy. For anyone who doesn't know, we kind of have a alcohol limit on beer. Maybe it's wine. I think it's beer and wine. So anything over 72 ounces or something like that, you can't get. So if you wanted to buy them all in one take, you had to take the alcohol that you purchased out to your car, come back in, purchase the rest of the alcohol, go back out, and it's just a big hassle. But the law is the law. And so he's like, fine, whatever. He like starts like throwing a baby fit. And my manager just rings him up, whatever, it's fine. He's putting the stuff back in his cart, and he kind of takes his cart over to customer service and hides it. And he's like, I'm gonna go ring the rest of this stuff up at customer service. And I was like, no, you're not. So, again, this is when I first started my job. I would do this now, honestly. But I went up to customer service and I was like, hey, this guy bought the limit already and he's trying to buy more without taking it into his car. And I go, and I had my, basket of hangers with me, so it looked like I was, actually doing something. So I had an excuse to kind of go over there and tell them what he was doing. He goes up there and she's like, you can't buy those. And so he's throwing a big fit now and basically complaining about me because who likes a tattletale is one of the actual things he said. I learned that from my coworker later, but yeah, she was like, why would she tell on me, blah, 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 blah. So he goes out, comes back, goes to my coworker, and goes through her line, and loudly says, it's not gonna get you friends? Telling on people. And I thought, you're 30, late 30s, 40 years old, and I don't care about being your friend. I care about keeping my job. And so I looked over at him and I said, I'm sorry, sir, but I'm not going to put my store and my company and my job at risk for your convenience when you're doing something that is against the law and can get our selling permit taken away. And he's just like, whatever. And I'm like, oh my God, this man really is just like a baby. He's like a baby. And so it was funny. After that, I was kind of angry, but at the same time, I was like, this is actually pretty fucking funny. And so that ends that. I don't think I've ever seen him again, so that's good. And so fast forward, I think this was a couple weeks ago. There was this guy, he had a couple shirts, whatever, and he wasn't the friendliest, and he kept I was ringing him up, and I would take a shirt, from the belt and fold it and put it in the bag. And every time I would push it back because, the register was crowded. If I have more than one thing on the scanner, it'll start scanning sporadically. I'll be it'll mess the whole thing up. So I would push it onto the belt so, the scanner is clean and not disorganized and there's nothing on it, so I can actually do my job, right? And so this guy pushes the shirt onto my scanner and I push it back and grab something else. And he pushes it onto my scanner again and I push it back. And he's like, God damn it, why can't this girl fucking do her job? I'm like, dude, I'm trying to. You're making it harder for me. If you would just calm down and let me do what I've been doing for a while and what I know how to do, and if you could stop acting like you know how to do my job, that would be awesome. Thanks. And those people annoy me, the people that act like they know your job more than you do. I'm not saying like people that do and then, you know, give you constructive criticism and be like, hey, maybe you should do this, blah, 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 blah. But like people that really don't know what they're talking about and think that they do. That annoys me. And a couple small things that annoy me are when you're cleaning off your belt, you're trying to get everything wiped down because, you know, you deal with food on that little belt and it gets everywhere, you know? You don't want it to be all nasty and grimy, and some people put their like bare produce on that. So you'll be cleaning it off, or your manager will be counting your money or something like that where you're clearly busy, and a customer will come up and just act like there's nothing going on, act like you're just bored and not doing anything. And it's like, no, I'm trying to do something. Oh my god. And people that take your bags without asking, because most of the time our store isn't like a short of bags for some reason. We never know how to fucking buy bags. And so we're stealing from other registers, you know, leave them with 2, take maybe 1, leave them with 2, take maybe 1. So now you got 2, and now it's all even, whatever. It's like Survivor up in there. And they just take all your bags, or people that ask for everything double bagged when it's like light, like there's a bag of chips in a bag. Why do you need that double bagged? I'm not saying like heavy stuff, like I do that automatically anyways. But just like little things, and they want everything bagged, or they want like a bunch of big bags, and I'm like, I got this. Why don't you get your own big bags and bring them in, or get canvas bags? And stop asking us for ours, because it's annoying when I don't have any. And oh, you get a lot of people in the store just treating their kids like crap. Like, I have seen countless moms and dads just screaming at their kids. I'm like, just let them be kids. Try to find a better way to parent them without screaming at them. It's not helping anybody. And a lot of the kids that I come through and a lot of the parents I see are really great. Like, interacting with the kids is probably the best part of my favorite part of my job. And I always tell myself, like, why am I working at Walmart when I could probably be happier at a daycare? But, you know, that's not really a horror story, but there are some like screaming kids that come through, and you learn to tune them out. I think you just learn to tune everything out and kind of have a funny spirit when customers are rude to you, or when or to kind of chuckle to yourself instead of out loud when people, grown-ass adults, are throwing baby fits. I think those are the most important lessons that I've learned from working at Walmart, and that I will continue to learn and acquire as skills. But yeah, I hope you liked those couple of Walmart horror stories. It's not as bad as it could be. There are definitely more, and maybe I'll make a part 2 sometime. But yes, I am going to be uploading videos a lot more, I believe, because I got a lovely new studio light, and it makes everything in here just look sunny and nice, or very white, gray light. So yes, subscribe if you like, and click the like button, or tell me some of your retail horror stories, whether you're at a store or, you know, just in customer service in general. Like, yeah, so drop your stories down below, and I will see you sometime soon. Bye!